What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to some more FIFA 14 versus FIFA 15 comparison videos. So I did the top 10 yesterday and I asked you guys if you wanted to see all the rest of the top 50. A few of you did and a few of you didn't, and what seemed to be most common was that some of you guys said, why don't I just pick like my favorite 10 out of the players that are there. So that's exactly what I did. I picked 10 players that I'm interested in for this season to play with and test out, or just to look at the stats and why they've changed. So we're going to take a look at those today. Now I have added in, guys, stats for the whole season rather than just for the league season, which is what the top 10 was based on. And it'll be interesting. Like I wanna I guess talk about why certain things have happened and whether a lot of it is based on reputation and actual playing game, like playability, I guess, rather than just specifically stats. There are a few anomalies here and there, and we'll talk through them as we go through the players. And the reason why, guys, the 2013 stats are on the left for FIFA 14 and the 2014 stats are on the right for FIFA 15 is because there was a comment that was a bit, you know, a bit hateful and had a lot of thumbs up that said, why are the FIFA 15 players based off the FIFA 14 games? Well, that's because the 2014-2015 season is 3 games in, which means you can't, like Fabregas isn't rated an 84 off of his 3 performances this year. He's rated an 84 off of his performances for last season's stats. That's how FIFA works, which is why for FIFA 14 the stats from 2013 season are what's there. So with that in mind, Fabregas has moved from an 86 to an 84. His work rates and skill moves and weak foot and stuff have all stayed the same. He played a lot of games for Barca, and he went from 48 games to 55. He got a few more assists and 1 less goal. And even though he got a few more assists, his passing got downgraded, his dribbling got downgraded, and he got downgraded 2 points. But his card is very much the same. His stats for the 2 seasons were very much the same. You know, he got more assists in more games. He scored less goals in more games. So I do think that's a fair downgrade, I'd say. Or actually, I wouldn't say the downgrade was fair. I'd say the card stats are fair. The reason why I think the downgrade is there is because I think the actual card stat, like the big number, is largely based on reputation rather than the actual combination of the stats on the card. We look at Juan Mata next, guys, and he's got 87 cam from FIFA 14 and down to an 85 cam. But once again, his stats haven't changed too dramatically. His pace has dropped down 4 points. His dribbling's still the same. His shooting has only dropped down 1 point, in spite of the fact that he played half the amount of games, scoring half the amount of goals, less than half the amount of goals, almost a third of the amount of goals. His passing improved 1, even though he got 35 assists the season before and only 8 assists last season. They still improved his passing. And again, even though his card stats are the same, he's dropped from an 87 to an 85, which I think is fair, but I don't understand how they can improve his passing when he got way less assists. Not that passing, it should be directly related to the amount of assists you get in a season, and this is where performance in game can come in sometimes as well. But I just find it quite strange that, yeah, he had an upgrade considering how little impact he had in that final third this season. Next up, guys, we've got Diego Costa. He went from an 83 at the start of FIFA 14 to an 85 at the start of FIFA 15. He played 8 more games, scoring 16 more goals, which is why he got the big shooting upgrade from 78 to 83. He also got almost the same amount of assists and moved his passing from 58 to 63. His physical at 88 looks really tidy, and his pace and dribbling are the same from when they started. What's funny though is his 83 card got upgraded in mid FIFA to an 84 card, which has 83 pace, which they've downgraded in spite of re-upgrading his card. Sometimes EA make me wonder. Next up, guys, we've got James Rodriguez. So he has had a big upgrade from 83 to an 86. Of course, he had so many cards in FIFA 14. He had a very good season, both seasons, very, very similar seasons. 34 games, 38 games, 11 goals to 10 goals, and 9 assists to 14 assists. Very comparable. And I think the reason why he's got an upgrade is because he's more of a household name, and his performances warranted that upgrade. So he's got 1 extra pace, 1 extra shooting, 2 extra passing, and I think that's a very, very... I think for me that and 1 other card is one of the best upgrades they've given. Like, they've upgraded him to an 86 because he now is, you know, James Rodriguez is a household name. He plays for Real Madrid. You know, everyone knows who he is, whereas not many people would have known who he was as a right wing playing for Monaco, and that's the truth, really. But now, now they know who he is. He's got that big point upgrade. He's got the stats upgrade as well, which go hand in hand with him progressing as a player. Very fair job from EA then. And then we get Neymar. This is another interesting one for me. 34 games to 38 games, 11 goals to 10 goals, 9 assists to 14 assists. Very comparable seasons again. An upgrade from an 84 to an 86. However, he gets downgraded stats. 90 pace to 90 pace, 92 dribbling the same, 80 shooting the same. Defending has gone down, of course, because of the way the new defending of physical works. Passing has gone from 76 to 72. Again, in spite of the fact he got more assists, he had a great season for Brazil. So once again, I feel like because his seasons were comparable in terms of stats and performance, his stats in the, his card attributes are actually the same. But because he's more of a household name because of how well he played for Brazil in the World Cup, and for the fact that he's now, a second or third season Barcelona player, kind of improves his reputation in world football. I think that's why he's had the upgrade. Next up, guys, we've got Sergio Aguero. This was a strange one for me. 88 rated to 86 rated, which boggles my mind. 40 games and 17 goals in the FIFA, for the FIFA 14 card. 34 games and 28 goals in the next season, and he gets a downgraded card. However, he's got an upgraded shooting. Aguero is no less of a household name than anyone else we've seen, yet he gets a downgrade. I don't get that. I don't quite understand that. His card is actually very, very strong. 88 pace, 86 shot, and 88 dribbling, compared to the 88, 90, and 84. So, it's still very, very similar. But I think he should have had an upgrade, if anything, or at least stayed the same, stayed an 88, maybe moved to an 89, because he's proved that he can do the business. He's done the business there. He scored way more goals. He's got double the assists in less games. So, he has been rewarded with that for his shooting and passing, but he's got a card downgrade. I don't quite understand that. Next up, guys, again, we've got literally the most mind-boggling card this year, in my opinion, and that's Yaya Toure staying at an 86. His card has changed slightly. He's still got same dribbling, very similar pace. His shooting has gone up by 6, which is reflected due to the fact that he scored so many more goals, and his passing has gone up slightly as well due to his assists. His defending has gone from 83 to 80, and his physical has gone from an 84 to a 90, or 84 heading to a 90 physical. So his card is arguably better than last year, but he's still an 86 rated. And once again, I just don't understand why that comes in like that. But not lastly, guys, 8th place, we've got Lewandowski. Really, really surprising that he got an upgrade here. If you look at the stats, again, it's not always based on stats. Performance is, of course, a factor, and the fact that he has now moved to Bayern Munich as well is a factor. But he scored 36 in 49 in the previous season, and 28 in 48 this season just gone. So he scored like 8 less goals in 1 less game, but he's got a 6-point shooting upgrade. I don't really think that's very fair. When we're looking at other players like Aguero scoring way more goals and only getting a 2-point upgrade, how does Lewandowski get a 6-point shot upgrade for scoring 8 less goals in basically the same amount of games? I'm not quite sure. His dribbling got upgraded, his pace got downgraded, his defending, of course, went down as well. His passing got upgraded massively by 10 points, and his physical as well was very, very good. But that's just a strange card for me, why they've done that like that. And then we got Gareth Bale in 9th place, guys. And this is another card that I think they have got spot on. Same amount of games for Gareth Bale, a couple less goals, a couple more assists, and they've downgraded his shooting by 1, upgraded his passing by 1, and you can't really ask for more than that. I think that is absolutely bang on. I think that's how a card should be. Not perfectly judged, again, because the performance in game does have a value in the card, but I think Gareth Bale over the 2 seasons has performed largely the same, very, very good basically, that it doesn't warrant massive changes. And then last but not least, guys, we have got Robin van Persie, an 89 striker to an 88 striker. This one was interesting because he did score less goals than the season before, but got a shooting upgrade. But if you look at the goal to game ratio, his goal to game ratio in the season he scored less goals in is actually a better ratio than the season in which he scored more goals in. So I guess the shooting upgrade there is very much warranted. He's got a pace downgrade by 2 because once you hit 30 in FIFA, apparently you're slow as shit unless you're Di Natale. His dribbling has gone down by 1. His defense has obviously gone down. His physical is very similar to his heading, and his passing has remained the same. But I was a bit baffled how you can give Aguero for, Van Persie played way less games, scored way less goals, got a 1-point downgrade. Fair enough. Aguero did the same, got a 2-point downgrade, but from an 88 to an 86. I just don't quite understand it sometimes. I really don't get where they get some of these facts and figures from. I do get where they get some of them from, but I don't get where they get some of them from. So it's all interesting. But anyway, guys, there's 10 more comparisons for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, I'm out. Peace.